Greetings and salutations. So I think now I'll be able to do. Now that the arc is over, I'll be able to do a a manga. I guess. Well, my own Saiyan Z3's manga analysis, and I kind of got to rush this because I got to go somewhere soon. Um, so I'll do that. Yeah. So this will be like a manga arc review in general. So I think I'll break it up into three parts. Well, not I think I will, because that's how it is on my notepad document. So I'll break it up into three parts. One, what I thought the manga did better than the anime, or like what it improved upon, or what it removed. Two, what it kept that I think still uh, that I still think makes the arc bad, and three, what it did worse. And then I'll also give my final thoughts, final overall thoughts on the arc and stuff like that. But if you guys want to know, like, just like a quick general thought on not just like well the manga arc and slash or the whole arc, like when you put the anime version in there as well. I think the manga arc kind of started out like in the same way that the anime arc did. Like it was fine, it was good, it was okay at the beginning, and then it slowly descended into like bad shit. And now and yeah, this arc is still one of the worst, or probably the second worst in actually, I don't know. Well, it's probably the second worst because the thing is at least because the thing is with the Resurrection F movie, like actually I don't know. Is this no okay, the Resurrection F movie, at least as far as if you want to call it canon, which I think I should probably do a video on that, like Dragon Ball Super and the argument for saying that it's not canon, but especially now like what we learned about Zamasu and Toyotaro, but uh at least with this arc, it started out like I wasn't like pulling my hair out or anything, and I wasn't like confused or anything at the start. At least I don't think I was, or at least I don't remember. And if there was anything that pissed me off or like just like rubbed me the wrong way, it wasn't like entirely like scathing or that intense of like a con, right, or of a negative. So, but obviously that changes towards the end of the arc. As you'll probably see. Now, I don't know if I'm going to go like full rant over here, but we'll see what happens. And but yeah, this arc should not exist, like with the Resurrection F arc. Um, I guess we can just get into it. So let's start with the things that I thought the arc did good, because ultimately I think I should start with that, or it improved upon. So let me just find this. Okay, yeah. So the one thing that the manga did better, or some things that the manga did better for Zamasu, one of them is that it made Zamasu's motivation a lot clearer. So remember, if you watch my anime review, you would see that one of my complaints was that he always kept calling himself the will of the gods, and that you could make the argument that he was referring to himself, but if he was referring to himself, then he should be like more direct, right? Like why would you call himself the god? But just call himself Zamasu, right? Like Zamasu is already like that vain and that selfish and that egocentric. You would think that he'd call himself by his actual name and not by like some just the gods or some shit like that, So it made Zamasu's motivation clear by showing that he was the new law, by calling himself the new law, and like explicitly stating that that the old order of the gods and stuff like that didn't work, and that they're antiquated and all that. So that was one thing that the manga did better for Zamasu. It also had a clear reason for why Black let Trunks go all those times, which is to instill more fear in him. In the anime, you wouldn't even think of that as a reason. Oh, excuse me, no, you would think of that as a reason, but the anime didn't make any sort of what's the word I'm looking at? It didn't make any sort of effort to show that. It didn't make an effort to show that Black let Trunks go to make him like more fearful, right? Like in the first fight in the anime arc, right, or in the anime version, Black tries to fire a Kamehameha that tries to kill him. He goes like, oh, what is it in Japanese? Warija Trunks or something like that, right? He tries to kill him in that first match, and ever since then, like he just lets him go just because. And the manga makes it more clear that he's doing that just to instill more fear in him, just to like because Zamasu is a lot more sadistic, and it's a lot more pronounced in the manga, and it makes more of an effort to show that it's more pronounced. Like it's an explicit dialogue laden, or not dialogue laden. It's an explicit point to the dialogue line there that goes like, yeah, Zamasu, he loves to like fuck with humans, and you could probably tell that from the anime too, but at least over here, like now that's given like an actual reason, right? It explained why Black's hair is pink. Again, if you're gonna go Super Saiyan, and this is the problem with Kale, like in the new arc too, if you're gonna go Super Saiyan, you should damn well give an explanation why it's not gold. We got it with blue, right? We got an explanation why it was blue, and we didn't get an explanation for why it was pink in the anime. It was just because we always assumed it was because the Kaioshin, or it was a Kaio. Actually, no, he's not even a Kaioshin, is he? At least not in the manga, he isn't. We just always assumed that. I'll just say Kaioshin, or God, I'd say, or yeah, God. We always just assumed that because it wasn't a Saiyan's soul, I guess, or it was a God's soul in Goku's body, that's why it turned pink. But that was just a theory and an assumption. Now in the manga, we get like an actual what's the word? We get like an actual reason. So that was another thing that the manga did better for Zamasu. It showcased Zamasu's immortality much better and didn't power scale him to Super Saiyan Blue levels. Not merge Zamasu, regular Zamasu. When he beats Goku, when he's fighting Goku, he's not on his level. He's not getting hits in that make Goku struggle or make him grunt in pain or anything like that. He's using the Kaioshin's paralysis move to like subdue him, which I think is okay because that's what Kaioshin did to Gohan as a Super Saiyan 2 when Spopovich and Yamu tried to take his energy. So I think that was another thing that it did better. There's no constant back and forth time travel trips, right? That's another great thing. Now parallel worlds are being created out the ass. So there's no constant back and forth time travel trips in this manga. It's very controlled. There's only like a very few, and I think that's good. There's no fucking superficial halo for Zamasu, thank God. And there's no extra fucking video game attacks either. And that's the problem with the anime, like they were doing with Basel too, like Wolfgang Crusher and all this bullshit. Or I think that was maybe Bergamo's move, I don't know. But yeah, so that's another thing that I think it did better. There's no stupid resistance and humans fighting either. No generic children in the dire future either. All that bullshit with the humans is gone, and that makes it so much more like easy to not just easy to digest. Not because like it's very information heavy or anything like that, but just because it's so much more less annoying. It's just like, yes, it's like kind of like I hate mayonnaise, so I like getting my sandwich without mayonnaise, right? So I'm just like, yes. I mean, I could still watch it, or I could still eat something if it has mayonnaise, but I'd rather that didn't have it in there, right? And it's just like a whole bunch of like stupid bullshit in there with the humans and these soldiers and Maki and whatever, whatever the fuck. There's no dumb fuck Bankai Spirit Sword out the ass shit for Trunks either. Like, he doesn't kill Zamasu. And that's amazing. That's great. There's no fucking Super Saiyan Blue tier form for Trunks either. No filler bullshit that makes... yeah, that's basically it. No fucking bullshit ass, like, power-ups out the ass for Trunks. That's amazing. There's no hilariously bad universe face shit for Zamasu at the end either. Like, when he gets fucking cut in half and he, like... spreads across the universe as multiple faces, like ha 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 ha, like some fucking retard. No offense to anyone, But yeah. So those are the things that the manga did better for Zamasu. There's no Mai trying to snipe. What's his name? Black with the fucking energy bullet, whatever the fuck that shit is. So yeah. Yeah, those are the things that the manga did better for Zamasu. But that being said, the manga still has its problems, and there are still some things that it kept for the arc that ultimately make the arc just another fucking shitfest. Trunks' hair is still blue without an explanation. Future Mai is still a thing. Though here's the thing, even though she's still a thing, I can tolerate her more in the manga because she isn't doing useless stuff like trying to snipe Black with an energy bullet. Like, I can't believe people actually like that. That's the thing. Like, here's the thing. I'm okay for trying to make characters who are weak useful. I'm completely fine with that. But as long as like the methods in which they try to do that are sensible. Like, I'll give you an example. Krillin in the Androids arc, right? Krillin in the Androids arc isn't going to defeat Cell, right? He isn't going to beat Cell. And he necessarily isn't even going to fight Cell. I forget if the fight that he has with Cell in his first form at the airport when he saves the woman and her kid. I forget if that's in the manga or not. If I want to say it was, it for damn sure happened in the anime. But I forget if it was in the manga. But that was something, right? It was a scuffle, and he ultimately lost, right? And then he later gets the control, like, to destroy 18, and even though he ultimately doesn't do it because of love, which I think is a completely stupid plot point, but it makes him relevant, right? And it does it through a way in which it isn't fighting, right? So his role at that point in the story feels very natural and organic. My trying to get an energy bullet to kill Black isn't like that. That is just useless. It doesn't do anything to the story. And honestly, Mai's voice, or how she like talks in the anime, is very irritating. And she isn't repeating the same line of dialogue over and over and over again like in the anime. So the storytelling in the manga in general is just better. So even though she's still a thing, I can tolerate her more in the manga. Zamasu still hates humans because of his constant watching of them and fails to see the good they have done. Which, again, maybe Universe 10 doesn't have horrible people, but to extend that to all life. And here's the thing, now, and I think I mentioned this earlier, like maybe like a previous streamer I did, or maybe like an earlier video, but Universe 10 has they have more quality people. They have more good people than Universe 7. So it just kind of like fucks with the whole thing. Like I don't understand. I don't understand it. The barbarians being used as an impetus for his hatred of mortals is really bad too, because that's a very primitive species. How can you try to convince someone to look at a primitive species that doesn't know anything, that isn't cultured, and try to cultivate their hatred for humans with that? Like, you don't think that a character is smart enough to go and look at more sophisticated cultures and species to try and see that these guys are actually capable of something, capable of some good? And Gowasu thought it was smart to only go 1,000 years into the future of a new race of people that had just been born. So yeah, Gowasu fucked up in that respect too. Like, just think about humans, right? Humans in 1,000 years, right? We weren't that cultured, were we? I don't think so, at least. He still uses the Super Dragon Balls for his plan, which is garbage, since he could have wished for all humans to be dead. And like I said, while his sadism and relishing of killing mortals is more pronounced in the manga, it still doesn't excuse why he doesn't do this in the main timeline. But obviously, like, this is rectified in the new chapter, chapter 26, because he says that he's going to go to the past with the time machine, and we'll talk about the time ring later. That whole time ring nonsense is bullshit, but he says that he's going to go to the main timeline and go across all parallel worlds and fuck everything up. So I guess that's sort of excused. We can maybe even add that to the things manga did better for the arc. So his reason for choosing Goku's body is still bad. I mean, who cares if he's a Saiyan and if he can get progressively stronger after every power up? Anyone can train and get stronger than a Saiyan. Just because you have the ability to come back from the brink of death and get exponentially stronger, like that doing that many times isn't necessarily going to make you stronger than the Grand Priest or Beerus or fucking Zenchan or whoever. So his reason for choosing Goku's body is still bad. He could have gone with Ramush's or Rumshi's, whatever the fuck his name is, and the fuck is his name, Liquor or Moscow or whoever, like any one of those fucking gods of destruction, right? Whis, Vados, fucking well, probably not Vados because she's a girl, but given how Zamasu like fucking is like vain and like beautiful and like about it, like his appearance and all that shit, who knows? I mean, he might have been a little homo or a little fucking bi or some shit. Goku suffering from motion sickness is still stupid too, since Goku's a good driver in the original manga. In the original manga, the dude is always being shown like on a fucking like vehicle, and he's actually been showing driving during the Cell arc. So the fact that he suffers from motion sickness like he's Natsu is still, I don't know why they kept that, or like what the point of that is. Beerus killing Zamasu causing the birth of another timeline, that's still dumb. The reason this doesn't work is because, one, the first reason is because this is after Zamasu is killed, and two, Zamasu is a Kaioshin in training, right? He's not an official Kaioshin, yet at least. So the god killing god causes a time discrepancy thing doesn't work. He's not a god. He's not a Kaioshin yet. When Beerus kills Zamasu, Gowasu is still the Kaioshin of Universe 10. Zamasu isn't. So the god killing the god thing and that causing a time discrepancy, that doesn't work. When time travel worked with the time machine, right? Like say when Trunks came to the past, a new timeline was born because he as soon as he made that trip, everything from that point onwards changed. Like it was like in his timeline, it was in his timeline it was Goku who used the Shinkanito and killed Frieza and Cold on Earth, right? When he made that time trip to the past, it was he who killed Frieza. So the fact that things are different after Zamasu is killed, that there's a new timeline born from that where Zamasu is still alive, that doesn't make sense because it happened in the moment that Zamasu was killed. So Zamasu should be dead. This whole thing that he's still alive in an alternate timeline because a god killed a god, like that is stupid. That is so stupid. That makes no sense whatsoever. The other thing about the parallel timeline, Trunks using the time machine and Goku using it once means that 3 other timelines should be born, and I think they use it 4 times. Yeah, so it's 4 times in the manga because of chapter 26, if I'm not mistaken. That means that 4 other timelines should be born, but they aren't addressed. They aren't addressed at all. Nothing is said about that. They still keep the Mafuba, which I think is stupid. I think that's just a way to like... keeping the Mafuba, I think, is just a way to like pander to like nostalgic like fags and all that shit. No offense to gay people, but yeah, I mean, using the Mafuba on Zamasu, I think like that's just dumb. Like, what's the point of that, right? I mean, just be stronger than him and kill him or some shit, or at least find a way to use like to circumvent his immortality or something. Of course, Mai attacking Black, like I already said, is kept in the manga, like attacking him with a fucking gun. And again, that's just another horrible way to try and make Mai relevant in the arc. Like, honestly, there's no, and I'm going to talk about this later, but Trunks and Mai, really, there's no reason for them to be in the arc. But yeah, Mai attacking Black is just terrible. Like, there's no point to it or no fucking... purpose to it. Doesn't reveal anything about her character, and it doesn't do anything. Where am I? Things. Oh yeah, and he doesn't understand the Mafuba despite having seen it before, right? So that's another thing. The cabin, which I think is okay, since it looks... The thing is, like, even though the cabin is kept, you know, I think it looks okay since it looks better at nighttime than in the day. So the fact that they keep it there and it's not... They don't... There's no, like, dumb... There's no, like, dumb scenes where, like, Black just goes rosé for no reason. Just because, like, he feels like the power of his body or some shit, right? Like, the cabin, I think... I still would have preferred if they went back to, like, the Universe 10 planet or some shit, right? Because I think that would have been, like, a far better. But, I think it definitely looks better at nighttime than in the day. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And it's not showcased as much. And also, Vegeta having the same clothes like in the Buu arc, and Potara having a 1-hour time limit when non-Kaioshin fuse. This is shit. Since this just makes like Elder Kaioshin look like a fucking retard, which in itself is so fucking dumb. Because even like Shin didn't know about like the Potara thing, right? So how the hell can you what's the word I'm looking for? You ultimately make... Hold on, just give me a second. You ultimately make him look like a fucking dumbass, right? And this is a dude who... How many years did he come before? 200, 300 maybe? Some shit like that. you ultimately make him look dumb. You ultimately make Elder Kaioshin look dumb, despite him being the most useful in the Buu arc. The fact that he didn't know that non-Kaioshin, that he didn't tell that, like this is just some tacked on bullshit rule that Toriyama or Toyotaro came up with. And I was so fucking scared. Like I like when I heard like the 1 hour time limit was gonna defuse Vegito, I was so scared like this shit was gonna be like in the manga too. And ultimately that shit happened, right? So there's that thing, but it ultimately makes like what makes Vegito special, like that just gets rid of it, right? Like now, like what's the difference between him and Gogeta now? Now they both have time limits. Like the point of the Patara, like the entire like consequences of using it, right? That's what made it like such like an important like fucking powerful like decision to make, right? God damn, I'm sweating like shit. Like that's what made it like a very important, powerful decision, right? Like to use the Patara against Buu that they would never be able to defuse, and now that's just gone. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna just go on another rant for that. So, but that I probably already talked about in my anime reaction. The cabin, yeah, I talked about that. Oh yeah, Goku never kissed Chi-Chi, which I think is still dumb. That's another way to make him, oh my god, he hasn't grown up, blah 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 blah. He's just this kid, ho ho ho. And it really clashes with the maturation of Goku in the original manga, or how seriously you can take his character. So yeah, fuck you, Toyotaro, and maybe Toriyama if he came up with that. I talked about Goku not understanding the Mafuba despite having seen it before. Yeah, that's another thing. Like Goku saw the Kamehameha and was able to do it like in what, like a couple minutes or seconds or something. But with the Mafuba, he can't do that. My attacking black, I talked about. Vegito having the same clothes as in the Buu arc, yes, I talked about that. Patara having a 1 hour time limit, yeah. So yeah, just to like embellish what I was saying about the Patara, it makes Elder Kaioshin look dumb, which in itself is stupid, because it just makes them look incompetent. And you can make gods look incompetent in Dragon Ball, just don't make them look like that dumb. That's just like dumb plot, you know. Removes what makes the Patara special. Yeah, I won't. I'll just stop, you know. Immortality has Zamasu regenerate his wounds. That's another thing the manga keeps for this arc, which, you know, those aren't fucking one and the same. Those aren't the same. You can lose a limb and still be immortal, right? So the fact that immortality equals regeneration for Zamasu is just stupid. Vegito diffuses early because he uses too much power. And that's stupid. That's another thing they keep for the arc. And they kept multiple Zamasu clones, but this time made up as immortal goo and not smoke. And that's another thing. I mean, well, in the anime, it wasn't Zamasu. Well, it was Zamasu, but it wasn't. You know, original Zamasu was Goku Black, and he had clones, and I don't know what the fuck that shit is. And, dude, fucking smoke clones, man. Jesus Christ, I'm spiraling into depression here. Before I continue any further, Langer's mango nectar from Costco. Get this shit. This shit is fucking amazing. It's hot as balls out here. So yeah, now we'll get to like what the manga added / made worse, right? So for some reason, Zamasu cannot access Goku's power, right? So this I think is really dumb for more than one reason. And people are going to bring up Ginyu, like Ginyu couldn't do the same thing when he did it to Goku back in the Namek arc. And I can understand that argument, sure, why not? Fine, I understand that. But there should be no reason for Zamasu to be able to do that because, one, he is a god, so he's accustomed to the kind of ki Goku holds at that point. And two, he's a battle genius, right? He's a Kaioshin who's especially good at fighting. So those two things, the fact that he can't access Goku's power fully, I think is just stupid. The healing Zenkai thing the reason, like what Zamasu is doing to Goku Black for him to achieve Super Saiyan Rose, like get hit, heal, is so dumb because Goku, Shin the Kaioshin, Gowasu, like no one, Trunks, even no one makes any attempt to try and stop Zamasu from healing Black. No one tries any attempt to do that. They just watch Vegeta fight Black, and they just watch Zamasu heal Goku Black and have him achieve Super Saiyan Rose, and they don't make any attempt to try and stop him. No attempt to try and stop him from healing. Like, no resistance whatsoever. It's just like, boom, 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 they're fighting. Third party comes in, heal him. No activity on this part. Fucking retarded. Then the connection between the main timeline and Trunks' world gets weaker. Like, the fuck? What the fuck is that? Like, I don't know. Some stupid bullshit that Toyotower is adding to make, like, the story more dramatic. I don't know. Gowasu and Kaioshin use the time rings to travel to different timelines, which doesn't make any sense because apparently you can't use the time ring to travel to the past, but apparently that's what they just did. Like when they saved Trunks and Mai, they take him to actually I don't know. They might not take him to the past, but they take him to a fucking. I'm pretty sure they take him to the past. It's Universe 7. Sorry, no, obviously it's Universe 7, what am I saying? They take him to the main timeline, so like the past, like our timeline. They take him to the Kaioshin world of that, if I'm not mistaken. Or they go to the Kaioshin world in Trunks' timeline. But the fact that they use the time rings to travel to different timelines now rather than just the future and back is just like fucking stupid, because that's what the time ring should be able to do. But I mean, of course, they can just use, a time ring is like what the fuck is it called? It's categorized to a particular timeline, right? So like there'll be a time ring for Cell's timeline. There'll be a time ring for Cell's timeline. There'll be a time ring for timeline 4, like where the Trunks of Cell's timeline went to go and get the blueprints of 17 to deactivate 17 and 18, right? So I guess it makes sense in that sense, but at least like explain that. They didn't even explain that. They didn't even show that Gowasu and Kaioshin had used those time rings. We just assumed, or the way that they made it seem was just that it was just the time ring that they had used. They were just using one all along. Gowasu trying to negotiate with Black was really bad. That was stupid. Like, take my hand and let's forget about your plan. Just know that humans are all good. Haha. That was stupid. Some of the slow close-in panels on their faces was really bad. Vegeta rushing merge Zamasu in chapter 23 I think is very indicative of this. That was really bad. This is another plot hole in the manga. Zamasu is apparently not a Kaioshin, but can still use the time ring. This is in chapter 23, and this is brought up when they're talking about the Potara. Zamasu is apparently not a Kaioshin, but he can still use the time ring. And you have to be a Kaioshin to use the time ring in the first place, so that's amazing. But, then again, Gowasu does give Zamasu his own Potara earring. But you can argue that because Gowasu is still the Kaioshin at that point, that he's not imparting power, but like imparting like one of his abilities to do something to Zamasu. So that's why it works then. Here Gowasu is dead in that timeline, obviously. So it still doesn't work. It's still a plot hole. Page 29 of chapter 23 is so bad, it completely defeats the purpose of Trunks' character. You know what? Let me pull it up. I'm on my Twitter right now. Gee, it is fucking hot as shit right now. Greek yogurt by Chobani. I'm about to eat this shit, dude. Black cherry flavor. Eat Greek yogurt. It's a good way to build bones. Especially if you don't like milk. It's not that bad. Okay, so this is when Merge Zamasu first shows up, right? So let me find page 29. Wait, did I say this was... Okay, yeah. Trunks' character. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it. Black, she applied to Joe. Okay, yeah, here I found it. So the thing is, he says that if Black hadn't killed Mom, so this is why Trunks' character is destroyed on this page. If Black hadn't killed Mom, she had planned to travel back to the past together with me this recent time. Can you believe that? The very first... Oh, no, wait, no, this isn't the quote, sorry. Wait, is this the right chapter? Maybe I should go to Manga stream. Let me see if I can find it there. Sorry, guys. This is a very small little impasse. True words of... Okay, let's go to 29. I was on a different site. That's why I was having trouble. Okay, page 29. If Black hadn't... Okay, I don't... Okay, never mind. Okay, forget this shit. I can't... I should have wrote this down. Man, no, probably I was wrong about this. Okay, yeah. See, even I can be wrong. Okay, we're gonna remove that. I misconstrued it. So what I was saying... Okay, so the reason why I said that was because I thought that chapter 23... that Trunks was saying that he was going to leave the past for good with his mom this time. But apparently that's not the case. She just wanted to meet Vegeta, so that was a mistake on my part. So let's go to page 35 of chapter 3 now. Chapter 23. Yeah, okay, this I remember. This was a terrible line of dialogue. So Goku and Vegeta fused to become Vegeta, right? And just listen to this terrible line of dialogue. Okay. Well, terrible line, so I'll tell you when it is. My name is Vegeta, just like you. I'm a warrior born from Potara Fusion. Okay, fine, whatever, right? Mortals fusing? Okay, here's the bad line. So don't tell me you didn't know that mortals could fuse as well. Ha 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 ha. So that's why you were able to laugh like such a psycho. Can you believe that? That's why you were able to laugh like such a psycho just because you didn't know mortals could fuse? What the fuck kind of line of dialogue is that? What the fuck is that? Seriously, what the fuck is that? Who in... Dude, could you imagine, like, Toriyama writing some bullshit line like that back in the 90s? Could you imagine... Could you even imagine Mashima? I don't even think Mashima from Fairy Tail would write some, like, dumb fuck shit line like that. What is that? What is that? Like, what is that? You were able to laugh like such a psycho... Dude... You don't... Oh my god. Who... Like... When... Oh my god. When villains have, like, their psycho laugh, like, their... Ha 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 ha, I'm evil, like, whatever. Okay, fine, whatever. You don't take time out of the actual, like, fucking page, screen time or whatever to acknowledge him laughing like a psycho. Who the fuck does that? What the shit? What the fuck is that? What is that? What are you doing, Toyotaro? What are you doing? What the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, it's a very small line, but it's just like things like... It's small little shit like that. That just completely removes the entire, like... The very little immersion in the chapter. God damn, I'm about to get like a heat stroke out here. Okay. So, yeah, that's another bad thing. Vegeta's diffusion was not only because of the great power either. So this is a new thing. Vegeta's diffusion was not only because of the great power that they had, but also because they were mortal. Really? Because they were mortal, that just accelerated the fucking diffusion time of the Potara? Just because they were mortal? Kaioshin are mortal. The fuck? So I wonder, so now I wonder, what happens if Beerus fuses with Champa or something? Are they just gonna run out for in 1 hour or 2? It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Fuck this arc. And now I might go into rage territory. The dance that old Kaioshin used to unlock Gohan's ability in the Buu arc is now a ritual for someone to become the Kaioshin's disciple. I'm not even trying to emulate Stephen A. Smith by saying that, but just think of that. Just listen to what I said. The dance that old Kaioshin used to unlock Gohan's ability in the Majin Buu arc is now a ritual for someone to become the Kaioshin's disciple. So you know what that means? If what he says is true, then when Gohan fights Buu, after he absorbs Gotenks and Piccolo, right? He was a disciple of the Kaioshin. Gohan was a disciple of the fucking Kaioshin because of Elder Kaioshin's fucking dance. Just think how stupid that is. A dance that old Kaioshin didn't even know on his own, that he gained from the witch that he fused with, if I remember correctly, right? So it's not even a Kaioshin ability, right? The dance that the old Kaioshin used to unlock Gohan's ability in the fucking Majin Buu arc is now a ritual for someone to become the Kaioshin's disciple. A technique that he didn't even know on his own. A technique that is not native to the Kaioshin race, species, job holders, placeholders, whatever, right? Is now a ritual for him to become the Kaioshin's disciple. Trunks is the Kaioshin's disciple because of the same dance that Elder Kaioshin used on Gohan. And because of that, Trunks without his knowledge, Trunks unknowingly heals Mai and Gowasu when he holds them. Oh my god, please come back, Mai. Healed. Thanks to some fucking unknown healing power he has. Just some unknown healing power he has. Trunks unknowingly heals them. Unknowingly, without... Dude, what the fuck? Toyotaro, are you serious? What is wrong with you, dude? Unknowingly, without his knowledge, heals Maya Gowasu because of a technique that wasn't even native to the Kaioshin. Please tell me I'm not the only one that sees the problem with all this bullshit right now, right? Anyway, that's the end of chapter 23. So in chapter 24, again, I think this is probably a typo on Manga Stream's part, but they say that Vegeta, he says that Zamasu is fighting in Super Saiyan Blue form. I'm just going to assume that's a typo. I still put it in there just in case. I haven't read the Viz translation yet, but for the chapter, but yeah, that's that. And here's the other thing, right? So Goku trains to get the Mafuba, and this I think I probably mentioned this in my anime version arc too, right? My anime version arc review, I should say. How is Goku stronger than Vegeta when Vegeta used the Rosat, this room spared in time, hyperbolic time chamber, before coming back to fight him? Goku should not be stronger than Vegeta at this point, right? Vegeta should be stronger because he actually trained. Goku just learned how to do the Mafuba. And you know, that's training in itself for sure. I'm not saying that it isn't. But that's stupid. That's stupid. Vegeta should be stronger. And you already know how I feel about that whole, oh my god, Vegeta, Goku rivalry thing, whatever. Vegeta should be stronger at this point. Right now, at this point of the Zamasu arc, he should be stronger. But he isn't. Then there's horrible generic dialogue by Zamasu on how his anger cannot be satiated when grabbing Goku and Vegeta by the neck. So like what was I gonna say? Yeah, fucking merge Zamasu, right? Merge Zamasu. It's chapter 24. He grabs Goku and Vegeta by the necks, and he has some horrible dialogue about how his anger cannot be satiated. It's so stupid. So yeah, so bad dialogue after bad dialogue after bad dialogue in the manga, at least at this point in the arc. So basically, the last 4 chapters, or the last like 3 chapters, right? Or no, 23, 24, 25 are pretty bad. Terrible chapters. Vegeta then has this line about how he'll never abandon his pride. But that's stupid because that's exactly what you did. You abandoned your pride when you stalled for a minute against Buu. You abandoned your pride when you did a bingo dance for Beerus. That's what you did. So saying that you'll never abandon your pride is stupid. Even though you keep a little bit of it when you crush the Patara against Buu. Against Kid Buu, remember that? You crush it. So, yeah. But, yeah. Terrible line. I'll never abandon my pride. Now we get to some more bullshit. Goku apparently has mastered Super Saiyan Blue. This is stupid because Super Saiyan Blue is supposed to be like Super Saiyan Stage 4, or what is known as full power Super Saiyan. Back in the Funimation dub, I would say, or at least according to the Dragon Ball wiki. Let me take some more yogurt. The entire point of Super Saiyan Blue was that a Saiyan was supposed to be calm when he achieved that form. He's supposed to be calm and level-headed. So how the fuck can you master Super Saiyan Blue when you're already calm, you already have good ki control? How the fuck do you master that? How does that fucking work? Seriously. Now Super Saiyan Blue is just like Golden Frieza or 100% Frieza or Super Saiyan 3. You've mastered Super Saiyan Blue? What the fuck does that even mean? That's so stupid. You've mastered Super Saiyan Blue. When you achieve Super Saiyan Blue, right? The entire point was like Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Golden Frieza, 100% Frieza. Those were ki drains. You would get strong, but you would ultimately lose power, right? Like at a very alarming rate. Super Saiyan Blue is supposed to get rid of that. Super Saiyan Blue is supposed to be a form that is on the level of the gods, with good ki control and having a calm level head. So how do you master that? How do you make that even better? That is literally the pinnacle of like Saiyan power. So that's just stupid that he's like quote unquote mastered it. He's mastered it in the respect that Toyotaro is showing us, which I'll get to in a minute. The choreography of chapter 25 is bad in the beginning. Now, don't get me wrong. It's easy to follow. It's clear. You can tell what's going on and all. But the action in itself is not inspiring or exciting, and it's very, very dull. Let's go to chapter 25. Follow along with me, right? Let's go to chapter 25. Let's go to let's go to page 5. This move that Zamasu does, like the ki thing, the invisible ki force thing where he brings his arms down and puts it down, that is so bad. That's terrible. The impact of the moves of like the actual attacks are pretty terrible. There's no feeling or impact to them. And that to me is a crime because that's exactly what Toriyama was good at in the original manga. So this is bad. This is terrible. This choreography is just Again, like, it's clear and you can tell what's going on, but it, in and of itself, like, it's just not inspiring and not very exciting, very dull. So yeah, back to what I was saying about mastering Super Saiyan Blue. Goku's body is being damaged by holding in Blue's power. So think about it like this. That's what I said. The point of the blue form, as said in the Resurrection F pamphlet, was for Goku and Vegeta to be calm and to have good ki control. Now Goku's body is being damaged by holding in Blue's power. It's being damaged by holding in Blue's power. Do you know how stupid that sounds? Just think about this for a second. Could you imagine if Super Saiyan Stage 4, the form that Goku used against Cell when they fought, right? Could you imagine if he was being damaged by holding in that power? Does that sound right to you? Just think about that. Does that sound right to you? So the power of the gods, which has no ki strain, is supposed to make someone calm. Although, you know, blue being Super Saiyan Blue having being calm in nature, I think is just, that's obviously been like shitted upon by the anime at this point, because people get mad and all, but that's just stupid. Goku's body is being damaged by holding in Blue's power. Goku's body is being damaged by holding in Super Saiyan Blue's power. No more needs to be said. Then Zamasu, when he's fighting, gets mad enough that he doesn't want Earth or the universe. He'll just destroy them as he sees fit. So when he gets that mad, now the entire point of his character is defeated, because he was supposed to be like Sensui. He likes animals. He likes the planet Earth in and of itself. He likes life, or not life. He likes. He doesn't like violent mortals. That was the point of his hatred. And now Zamasu gets mad enough that he just wants to destroy everything. So now the entire point of his character is defeated, right? Fuck you, Toyotaro. And then Goku uses the Hakai technique, right? So Beerus's Hakai being treated as an actual explicit technique instead of some one-off attack is really dumb. The Hakai thing, I didn't even think that was like an actual like for me, and I don't think anyone else really saw like Beerus's Hakai being like some sort of like some like Big Bang attack, or even like Goldo's time stop or something like that. No one actually thought like that was like an actual attack. At least I didn't think so. Like some like a signature attack or something like that. So apparently now like it's an actual explicit technique instead of some one-off attack. Just some random attack that's just like, you know, like a regular ki boss or something. And again, you know, it's a really small point, sure, but it's just like, the fuck? What the fuck? Like what's the need for it to be like that explicit? Just use regular ki boss. This is what this shit has always been about. And then you see like Zamasu like slowly like deteriorating. Like what the? Why? Like. So then, while that attack is going on, Goku has been, you know, he's replicated it, despite not being a god of destruction. I don't know how, but Zamasu using Mai as a hostage is incredibly trite and generic. It's much better when King Piccolo did it to Tien. And again, why does she need to be in front of Goku's attack for it to work? That's what I don't get. Like, Goku used Hakai on Zamasu, right? Mer Zamasu. He starts coming in from one side of his body to the other. As soon as Mai is put in front of Zamasu by him, the attack stops working. Like, what the fuck? Like, why? And you know, that sounds dumb, and like in I guess like what I'm saying sounds dumb, like when you I guess when you think about it, like if you're in front of an attack, of course, like why shouldn't it stop working? But it's just like, this isn't an energy attack. This isn't like a ki blast. This is literally invisible force shit. This is literally like air. Okay, Mango Hakai, right? There's no energy attack or anything. This is literally like empty space, air. And Zamasu puts a Mai in front of him, and the attack stops working. Why? Like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. I could understand if it was like the Kamehameha, If it was the Big Bang attack, if it was fucking Makanko Sapo, the special beam cannon, the Kianza, something like that. You know, something which we can actually see. And then Zamasu puts Mai in front of him, and then the attack stops, or Goku has to stop the attack. Okay, I get that. But Invisible Force fucking shit? Invisible, like Vader is fucking better than him. Fucking Darth Vader, fucking force choke that bitch. And that is so dumb. Zamasu using Mai, like that. Out of all the ways to stop the attack, oh my god, dude, King Piccolo doing that to Tien was way better. That was way better. That was way better. Zamasu's just like, portal attack, Mai, the fuck is that shit? And yeah, and now we get to the way the Potara is diffusing inside Zamasu. It's once again treated like some retarded gooey shit. Just, yuck. Yeah, the Potara is diffusing inside Zamasu because apparently he's not a Kaioshin or something like that. Or at least that's what the translation is telling me here. And then Vegeta gets pissed off at the end. Vegeta gets pissed off at in the worst ways possible at the end of the chapter, at the end of chapter 25. So first he has multiple reactions to Zamasu having a clone. Then he sees Mai. Then he sees Trunks, and then he goes berserk. You want to know why that was better in the Androids arc? Because he first saw Trunks, and then he went berserk. Now he has to go like, oh, Zamasu has a clone, so I'm gonna get pissed off. Oh, now I see mine, now I have to get even more pissed off. And then I see Trunks, and now I can get even 120% fucking rage. Ah! What the? That's so bad, dude. Toyotaro has no sense of choreography or how to, or at least within these last 3 chapters, this whole Zamasu arc is just complete garbage. It's so bad. It's so bad. But yeah, that's another thing. Zamasu has clones again, and we don't even get an explanation. That's the thing. Zamasu has clones, and there is no explanation for why he has clones. I don't. Again, I'm reading this on the Viz shit, right? I don't know if like one of my pages didn't load or anything, or if it's anything like that. But the reason Zamasu has clones, like fucking goo clones and shit, like it's not even explained. It's not explained. It's not explained. Literally, Vegeta asks, or Goku asks, like, what the fuck, why are there so many of them? And it's not explained. Literally. Literally. Okay, let me go through this shit, right? Let's go to, no, what the fuck, why are you going to page 7? Page 46, last page. What? Why the heck did he multiply again, right? This is so serious. This dude Zamasu gets clones and I'm talking about the manga version here, for no fucking reason. There is no explanation. There is not an explanation for why this bitch, for why this motherfucker has fucking clones in the manga. No explanation. None. Unfucking believable. This is just like Zamasu just like they literally asked the question, why the fuck did he multiply again? And there is no explanation. There is no I'm going through 26 chapter. Okay, so this is the last chapter of the arc, by the way. Chapter 26. There is it's not explained why he has clones. There is no explanation. No explanation. He just gets cut in half, goo clones, and there's just like many clones and shit. No explanation. He just has clones just because. So yeah, Toyotaro fucks up yet again. Well, what the fuck you want me to say? It's not explained. And then Vegeta, okay, Vegeta shows no fear when dying against Buu, right? Remember when he dies as Majin Vegeta against Buu? And he shows no fear, or well, he ultimately closes his eyes and maybe flinches a little bit, but when Beerus is ready to kill him, he faces his death with pride. Yet here in the manga, chapter 26, Dragon Ball Super, he's frozen in fear. It's so stupid. This is oh my god. I gotta try and like compose myself because the heat already is like fucking me. But this is just like and then okay, yeah, so that happens. Then Zamasu remembers something about Zamasu talking about like how the humans, or they call it mortals in manga stream version, in Universe 12, like how they built like a time machine. So he remembers something small, and it's so again, more trite shit, more generic, trite, unbelievably small detail bullshit. It's unbelievably trite that Zamasu remembers something that small and passing in dialogue like that for his plan. Something that small and passing in dialogue, which is very insignificant. Maybe helps to build the world a little bit, but that's about it. Now he just uses the time machine just because. It wasn't even like... Oh my god. Again, but like I said, that helps his goal of trying to go into the past and kill humans and go across parallel universes and kill them, so... It's still generic and trite that he... Not generic, it's so trite that he remembers something like that. Just one small little detail that was like an offhand remark in like fucking... Like 10 chapters ago. So then, you know, like the thing happens, Goku summons Zeno, Zeno destroys everything, whatever. But here's what I don't get. Why does the time ring break when Zeno destroys everything? That doesn't make any sense to me. The time ring breaks when Zeno destroys the entire universe, right? Like why does that happen? They go back there with the time machine anyway. They go back there with the time machine. Literally, Goku goes with Trunks in the time machine to get Zeno from empty space. So if the time machine can go there, why not the fuck the time ring? Why does it break? What's the point of that? Why? Why does the time ring break? Like the fuck? And now we go even more with the bullshit. Pilaf is better than Bulma at time travel in chapter 26 of Dragon Ball Super. Yep. Pilaf is better than Bulma at time travel. Pilaf is better than Bulma at time travel. Pilaf. Motherfucking Pilaf. I understand this dude is built like machines back in Dragon Ball. But time travel? Better than Bulma at that? Really? Good thing about it is now we're at the last part of like what the manga did worse. Now Goku doesn't understand Trunks' decision to go back to his timeline, and that's annoying because now it makes him even more less adult-like. Goku had not temerity. Goku had the understanding, right, to stay away from Earth for 7 years because he knew that he attracted evil bad guys to Earth. But here he doesn't understand Trunks' decision to go back to the timeline, to his timeline. So yeah, Toyotarou really fucks up. And, well, I mean, before I get into all that, let me just end this whole thing. So yeah, those are the things that, to me, made the manga worse. Things that the manga made worse or added in the Zamasu arc to make, you know, those are the bad things, basically, that happened. Things that weren't already added in the fucking anime version. So ultimately, like, what are my thoughts on the manga, I guess, manga version of Zamasu arc? I do think it is better. I do think it is better, in general. Marginally better. It's marginally better. But in itself, it's just still a pretty fucking terrible arc. especially chapters 23, 24, and 25 are just like some of the worst shit like I've ever read in Dragon Ball. Honestly, like I'd say like it's probably like those 3 chapters are probably like on Resurrection F status for me. Like it's that bad. It's that fucking bad. And now that the anime and the manga versions have both been concluded and that they're finished, and actually before I get to that, there's one thing I want to say. The way in which Zeno kills Zamasu in the manga, I actually like that because it kind of like makes light of the whole thing. It's actually pretty funny. I probably wouldn't have found it that funny if Zamasu. I probably would have like hated it if Zamasu was like a better character and like a character that I could take more seriously. Because then I would feel like he would need a more deserving way to be killed off, or like in a more like visceral and cooler way. But the fact that this arc is already so hilariously bad, and is like and the way Zeno, like I think even if the arc wasn't bad or good at all, regardless of the quality of the arc, I think like that in itself was just like pretty good. But because of the way like when Zamasu is running away, that part in particular, I think is just like pretty good for like because of how bad the arc is. Just like makes light of the whole shit. So yeah. So anyway, back to what I was saying. The manga and the anime arcs of the Zamasu stuff is now over with, right? So ultimately, here are my final thoughts, like my put together thoughts. It's still a terrible arc. It's probably still the second worst arc in the entire Dragon Ball canon. But here's the thing, though. So for Dragon Ball Super Volume 4 or 5, I think, you know how Toyotaro is the one that like draws and writes it. So Toyotaro was saying that he was the one that came up with the first draft for Zamasu. He was the one. So this is the thing, right? Toriyama has always created the characters on his own, right? Like he created Beerus on his own, and he may have created and obviously like Toyotaro created some of the gods of destruction for the Universe Survival arc. And he's co-created characters with Toyotaro, obviously, too, right? Like, what's his name? Vermaud and Hellas and, characters like that. But this is the first time where for an arc, right? The main villain, this is such an important character, right? Like, the Gods of Destruction, those are important characters, too. But there's many of them, right? We're not sure if all 12 of them, and probably not. If I had to guess, probably not. All 12 of them aren't necessarily going to have like important roles in the story. Probably going forward, not all of them. I mean, Beerus, Champa, yeah, but not all of them. Not all of them. I doubt like fucking Ramush is going to do anything important, like in the future story arcs. Like he's not gonna be like a main focal point, like how like Cell or Frieza, or even how like 17 or 18 were, right? Like he's not gonna be like that. He's just gonna be like a god of destruction who's strong, and he's important because he's like Lord and all that shit. But he's like one of the most powerful beings in the entire series or whatever. He'll be important in that way, but not important for like story purposes, right? This is the first time where Toriyama has created like a singular like main focal point character, right? And he's let someone else create him. Like Toyotaro straight up admitted it. He was the one that came up with Zamasu's original draft design. Toriyama saw it and told him to change it to make him look more like dignified and refined. So Toyotaro was the one that created Zamasu's design. That was Toyotaro. That wasn't Toriyama. That is so big to me. That is so big to me because now I have to wonder. Now I'm sitting here wondering, like, did Toriyama write this shit at all? Did he write this shit at all? I seriously have to wonder if he wrote any of the Zamasu arc at all. No, seriously, to not create the main villain of your arc? Seriously? To not even design it? I mean, I can understand co-creating it with Toyotaro, but he didn't. He said, Toyotaro, create the final villain design. That is so insane to me. That is just like one, Toriyama is like tired. 2, he doesn't care enough. Or 3, he just completely trusts Toyotaro to do what he wants. Like my mind was blown when I read that. Toyotaro was the one that created Zamasu's design. I have never heard of a mangaka doing that. I've never heard of a mangaka just saying, like, create this villain for my story. For my story. And yeah, Toriyama's lazy, but come on. And I'm not even necessarily saying that, like, in a negative connotation, because, you know, I think, as much as I hate Zamasu as a character, I do think the design does look pretty good, right? I still think, in my opinion, that Zamasu would work better as a good guy than a villain. But that's just nuts to me. That is nuts to me. And especially because Toriyama created his own artwork for Zamasu. Like, we saw Toriyama artwork for Goku and Goku Black and Zamasu. And now for Dragon Ball Super Volume, like, for that commentary by Toyotaro to come out and say that I was the one that created the first draft for Zamasu, and then Toriyama told me to change it. That is nuts to me. Now I have to wonder whether he wrote any of the Zamasu arc at all. I can believe, honestly, like, now at 4:42 p.m. and I have to go soon. July 21st, 2017. I have to wonder if Toriyama wrote any of it on his own. And if he didn't, then can we even call it canon? Can we even can canonicity of a series now be trickled down to canonicity of arcs? Because seriously, it's very much like Toriyama to do ironic stuff, to have a god kill humans, right? Right? But it's just that, like, the thing is, like, that particular plotline has been used so much in JRPGs that I can't believe that Toriyama would even think about, like, even entertaining that as a storyline. And if the whole thing about the Angel Rebellion is true, about the Universe Survival Arc and the theory and all that, then I wonder if, like, I could imagine Toriyama doing that. That seems unique and ironic enough for Toriyama to do that. But just straight up, like, Zamasu, like some Kaioshin out of Universe 10. And, like, why was it even Universe 10 for that matter? Like, why was it Universe 10? You know? That's nuts to me. The manga arc also reaffirmed my thoughts that Trunks and Mai have no place in this fucking arc. And the thing is, people are... So, we'll talk about, like, I guess, the 3 things that I want to talk about is... Okay, the topic that I want to talk about is, like, manga and anime, right? Like, preferring one over the other. And the 3 main points where I've seen that people prefer the anime over the manga, or people who feel that way, are 1, Goku Black, 2 and 3, Trunks and Mai, right? Okay, so I completely understand that Goku Black is much more, like, cooler and much more, like, confident and suave in the anime. And I get that, but at the same time, Goku Black has also stupid things like creating smoke clones. He has stupid dialogue by creating some attack which even he didn't fucking create. What am I even saying? He has stupid dialogue about how, like, when he pulls out, like, a fucking scythe out of his hand and he creates some sort of, like, attack that even he doesn't know what he did. That's stupid. And he has some sort of, like, dialogue about how, like, what he's staring at is, like, the chasm of his rage at humans or some shit. Like, I don't fucking know. So, like, yeah, you can make the argument about that, like, he's, like, cool and suave, but he also has stupid shit like that, like his fucking scythe bullshit. And creating, like, a fucking rift in space and time and saying, like, oh my god, this is the chasm of my rage or some bullshit like that. And creating smoke clones and, yeah, just stupid shit. It's stupid shit. Then you have Trunks and Mai, and they're being, like, them being more involved in the anime than in the manga. Okay, fine. I would want my characters to be involved, like, in an arc too, but I want them to be involved in natural and organic ways. Sensible ways. Not fucking Mai shooting an energy bullet at Black. Shooting a fucking gun. That is so stupid. How can you like that? How? You might as well make fucking Chi-Chi get like a fucking SMG or some shit. Go up to fucking, I don't know, like a cell or something. Should be like, ha ha ha, you killed Goku, or you caused Goku to die. And then she fucking dies. Or I don't know, some bullshit like that. You like that shit? You like Mai using an energy bullet? Seriously? Seriously. Ask yourself. Ask yourself if that is good. Ask yourself if that is good. That is bullshit. Trunks getting some Super Saiyan Blue, fucking, yellow aura with blue highlights on the inside. Bullshit. That's good to you. Him pulling a Bankai out of his ass with some fucking Spirit Sword bullshit. That's good to you. That's good to you. Humans like donating their fucking willpower is key, creating some big ass Buster Sword on some cloud shit, killing Zamasu from the dick up. That's good to you? That's good shit to you? You want bullshit ways like that to make your characters like important in the arc? At the cost of good storytelling? Okay, fine. Fuck you. Don't ever talk to me then. The fuck is wrong with you? You might as well have Krillin like pull his dick out and like fucking kill Cell that way or some shit. I don't fucking know. Shit, or if your favorite character is like, I don't know, like Tien, have him use like a fucking Dodonpa and combine that shit with the Kikoho or something and just like, I don't know, fucking like destroy like half of a universe or something. Have him do that. Because apparently you guys just are okay with anything as long as your characters that you like are important in the arc. So yeah. Have Vegeta as a Super Saiyan 2, kill Boo, you know? That is, I don't want to hear that shit. That is stupid reasoning. That is stupid reasoning. Just because that they're important in the arc, that's why they're better, that is bullshit. That is bullshit reasoning. That is bullshit reasoning. The ways in which they're important in the anime arc are fucking bullshit. Bankai Sword. Fucking Super Saiyan Blue tier form. Shooting guns constantly at Zamasu to no effect. That makes him important. Resistance bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. And that's ultimately why the manga is better than the anime, because it removes bullshit like that. Even though it has bullshit moments of its own, like it has its own problems. You know, like I was saying, like with the clone shit and that not being explained, or Zamasu not being Kaioshin, but he can use the timing anyway, like bullshit like that. Like even though it has those problems, at least it's nothing as blatant as fucking like Bankai Sword at the end. That is just crazy to me though. That is nuts to me. I mean, Zeno's ultimately the one to kill Zamasu, yeah, for sure. No one's saying like that has changed, but Zamasu, dude, Trunks beats merged Zamasu, man. That can you? Trunks beats merged Zamasu. Yeah, I can't take it. That is amazing. That is amazing. But yeah, Trunks and Mai had no place in the arc. Like you, okay, with the anime, take out the Super Saiyan Blue tier form and take out the fucking Spirit Sword Bankai shit, right? Take that shit out and ultimately tell yourself, like, what was the point of Trunks in this arc? What was the point of Trunks in this arc? Just you know, just tell me. What importance does he have? What is the importance of doing this in the future? You know, what is the importance? There's none. There's none. This arc would have been fine if Trunks was not in it. This arc would have been fine if Mai was not in it. They had no bearing on the plot. Very little bearing on the plot, I should say. Nothing. They did nothing important. They literally did nothing important. Besides like fucking Trunks healing someone or some shit like that, but you know, like I said, they were important in bullshit ways in the anime because of bullshit power-ups and bullshit reasoning. Now in the manga, you don't have that, and you get to see like how fucking unimportant he is to the arc. And I'm not saying it because I like Trunks. I want Trunks to be important. I want him to be. I want him to be. But he's just a fucking character shoehorned in for no reason. That's what he is. And his hair is blue for no reason, and Yeah, that's not explained. That's not explained. His hair is just blue. His hair is just fucking blue, and we'll never know why. So yeah, fuck the Zamasu arc, and obviously fuck Dragon Ball Super in general. And what I'm about to say is probably going to be very fucked up. It's probably going to be very fucked up, and the chances of what I'm about to say happening are very, very low because again, I ain't shit. I'm just some dude on YouTube with 721 subs, and at least that's how much I think I have. And you know, I'm just one guy. I'm no one important, right? So I'm not trying to be like aggrandizing, or is that the word, aggrandizing? I think, or anything like that. But if anyone, you know, who works on Dragon Ball Super watches this video, please take what I say to heart. Like, the series fucking sucks. This arc is garbage. It sucks. It's terrible. It's terrible. And you have no arguments to counteract what I say. You have no arguments to counteract what I say about the Bankai Spirit Sword bullshit. You have no arguments to counteract what I say about Zamasu being a Kaioshin, not being able to use the Time Ring. Or being able to use the Time Ring, sorry. You have no arguments about Goku mastering Super Saiyan Blue and being hurt by holding in Blue's power, like, or whatever the fuck that means. You have no arguments against me and what I said about Zamasu and his clones. You have no arguments. So if you have no arguments, then you're fucking wrong. The arc fucking sucks. It's garbage. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And you should feel bad for trying to help craft a story like that. Sorry, like that's just the truth. And I don't like to be mean like that. But that's what it is. That's the fucking truth. It is what it is. It is what it is. You've made Dragon Ball worse because of the arc, basically. That is what it is. It is, again, I'm repeating it, but it's literally that. It is what it is. Trunks sucks, Mai sucks. Character reasoning, character motors, character actions are completely contradictory and they suck. Zamasu as a character sucks, the arc sucks. And it's a shame because Masako Nozawa did such an awesome job as Goku Black. I'm just talking about like, the performance in general, and to get a shitty character like that with shitty motivations is very disheartening. Like, you guys know how much I care about Dragon Ball, right? And to see like what it has become is really it's really disheartening, and it's really sad. And it's even more sad that people enjoy it, that people actually think that this is good storytelling. And you know, most of them are fans who don't really watch anything else besides Dragon Ball, but, or at least some of them, I should say. I shouldn't say most of them, but because I don't really know, but yeah. Very disheartening. On the plus side, this is the end of this bullshit shitty arc, so we don't have to deal with it again. It's stupid. I'm gonna go fucking try and cheer myself up now. But yeah, that's it. Fuck this arc. This is probably a longer video than I expected, so... Well, no. I probably expected it to be this long. But yeah, fuck this arc. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. It's garbage, it's shit. Thank you guys for watching. I'll do another video soon. And, yeah, that's it. Wow, 1 hour and 18 minutes. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.